Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Flashpoint TV, manifesting the moment of your big breakthrough. I want to welcome you today. It's December 15th, and I'm holding up the mug that says get free, stay present, and move forward. I want to drive that message home right off the bat, whether you've been here every week, whether you're new. That's the Power of Pure Presence mug Mandy has. And just want to welcome you. Just give us a shout out in the chat if you're listening live. That says pause and breathe.
Yes.
Maybe you need to pause and breathe. Maybe it's been a busy day. Maybe you're a little stressed. You're a little anxious. Maybe you're trying to figure things out. Maybe you're excited about something that's happening. But either way, I want to welcome you in, and I just want to encourage you to type in the chat where you're from. Let us know you're there. We want to call you out. I don't know where you are in your particular story, but what I do know is you're going to get something today as we welcome you in. And I want to welcome in my beautiful co-host, Miss Mandy May. Welcome, Mandy, from Cobourg, Ontario, Canada. You just told me it's snowing up there, and how are you doing?
Horrendous storm. It's looking brutal, but we're all safe and cozy inside. I am so happy to be here and so excited, and I know you've got lots to share, so we'll get to that later. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, so I'll be fully transparent. I have no idea where the show is going right now because the past 24, 48 hours have been an incredible whirlwind. How many people have you been through something like that where you got something happening? And Flashpoint is well underway. The book is here. And this is going to be formally released tomorrow. Yes. We're literally making some final tweaks on it. And I'm going to open this up here to share.
Look at that signature.
That is Damon John's signature, the Shark Tank. We'll get to that. We're going to get to lots of exciting things one way or the other, and we want you to be served. We're going to get your shares today.
Yes.
Nilda's already saying, Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Yes. Hi, Nilda.
Hi, Nilda. Welcome. Please share with somebody who's looking for answers. We always hear how the world is challenged right now. Mm-hmm. People are looking for answers. They're coming out of a season. Well, if that's true, and you know somebody who's looking to be inspired, to be touched, to get clarity, to spark a breakthrough, perhaps a different and positive 2023 is on the vanguard, the horizon. So please take advantage of this show. Type in the chat. Acknowledge where you are as we get in to set the show up. Mandy, I'm going to turn it over to you to help us set the show up.
Okay, thank you so much. And yes, same from me. Welcome to everybody here, whether you're live or on the replay. There is a message in here for each and every one of you. So we have a little ritual that we do every showtime to get the show started. And it begins with this beautiful hourglass. A lot of people think of the egg timer. I remember it as a child growing up. Mom used that as an egg timer. But I love the metaphor around this. This represents the future in the top. And the future falls through this middle section into the lower section, which represents everything in the past, everything that's gone. Even 1 second ago is in the past. But to get to the past, the future has to fall through here, which is the present moment. So from the future, which hasn't happened, it's a complete illusion. So we don't have to fear or worry or be concerned about what's going on in here because it's not happened. And they say, what is it? 95% of the stuff we care about never happens anyway. But it still falls through the present moment. It becomes the present moment before it becomes the past. So what's happening in the present moment? Well, what's happening right now? We're here on a beautiful show and we're enjoying inspiration and beautiful messages and a book release and all kinds of good stuff. It's the present moment where we're learning how to be in that present moment, because as this little tag says, and I think I'm getting the rope tighter, it says it's inspired. The present moment is inspired.
Yeah.
What happens in the present moment? Productivity. It's inspired productivity, inspired action. And we only ever have the present moment in time. So if we're ruminating in the past, we can't change it. We can't do anything about it. It's gone. We can learn from it, but we can't change it. Can't do anything about the future. It's not happened. We only ever have right here. This is where the magic of life unfolds. It's where the creativity, the inspiration, your passions, your dreams, your purpose all unfold in this present moment. It is the most precious, valuable, infinite moment you could ever have. And I've got goosebumps all over. So that's what we use the hourglass for, the present moment. And that relates to Austin's show, which he has on Sunday, this coming Sunday at 10 a.m. It's the power of pure presence. And he goes into a natural setting, uses nature, scenes, sounds, sights, just it's beautiful. I think we're on 24, I just forget, but we've got so much when you do this show where we can just completely ground ourselves and be in the power of pure presence. And that's what this is all about, this hourglass. So, are you ready now to enlighten us? No pun intended.
I do. I want to let everybody know that this Sunday for Power of Pure Presence, we have a special episode. It's going to be on location. I'm going to be meeting up with Julie Gandy from Peace and Love Amplifier. She's one of the sponsors of the show. And you are going to be blessed. If you are going through a tough time and you need some grounding, because we talk about the breakthrough, excitement, positivity, but sometimes you need to just kind of figure out what's going on. You need the ground. So this Sunday is going to be an amazing opportunity. Look forward for that link. I'll see if I can share that before we exit the show. So yes, Mandy, I'm ready to move on to the light. So this is the Thomas Edison light bulb. We bring this up every single show, and this is the reminder of Thomas Edison, who, as the story goes, 10,000 attempts, 10,000. Now, I don't know if it was 10,000, and I know it wasn't just Thomas Edison trying 10,000 times. I can tell you that much. It was a team of people that Thomas Edison gets credit for, and of course, he's the leader. He should get credit. But what we do know, when he was asked, how does it feel to fail 10,000 times? What did he say, Mandy?
He said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I created 10,000 different ways to succeed. And that is what happens.
So my question for you, here's the deeper question for the listener. What would you be joyfully willing to do and not get the tangible outcome you seek 10,000 times? That is the question. We're wired to get a result, and we should be wired to get a result. But we also need to be wired to detach and enjoy the moment. And the one thing that's coming for me too is thousands of attempts repeated will complete any undertaking. That's from Og Mandino. That's the book Think and Grow Rich. I'm sorry. No, that's not the. Oh, see, my mind's already ahead. That's the greatest salesman in the world. Thousands of attempts repeated will complete any undertaking. Put in your shares. Are you feeling persistent or are you not? Let's just get real. Are you feeling persistent or are you not? There's no right or wrong answer. We don't always feel 1,000% on. The world just makes you think you have to be like that all the time. But if Thomas Edison tried one time and got this, that would be, maybe those things happening, but not really, right? You got to go through the process and iterations.
It evokes the question of what is driving you? What is motivating you? What is moving you to see that dream and come to fruition? And that's what did, right?
And you're here for a reason if you're just getting to the show. And we always invite you to type in the chat. I'm going to grab your shares here. We have Gallivanting Like a Royal. It sounds familiar. We know her. We have Dr. George Grant. I trust he's on here. one of the top wellness professionals in the world. He's worked with Olympic athletes, incredible. And he's just so consistent and persistent to help the world with a message of wellness. And we have Anilda. She loves the bling. She's on. But are you on? This is about you and your story. Sometimes just type it in the chat is a bold comment, is a bold expression.
Right.
What's going on with you? Hey, I'm feeling challenged. I'm feeling excited. I'm looking forward to a new year. I'm setting my goals. I didn't even start setting my goals yet. I'm glad I got this show. It's got me thinking. I didn't even realize, but this is going on. I didn't realize about the present moment until I heard this. You know what? This has got me thinking about being more present. I've been telling myself that. All right. Marlon Mueller is on. He's a farm boy, became a multimillionaire. Hey, Marlon, why don't you join us on the show, my friend?
Live, yes. Come on live.
Marlon, I'm going to send you the link because we're just going to have a party. Who likes parties?
While you're doing that, you were talking about goals, and we're coming to that. Don't worry. I just want to bring up a quote that Damon John has, and it's in line with what you just said. This is what he said. 5 days a week, I read my goals before I sleep and when I wake up. Yep. I have 10 goals around health, family, and business with expiration dates, and I update them every 6 months. Goals are crucial to success. Yep. That's how Edison succeeded. So the last thing we move on to here is the bells. Woo! I got Christmas bells, jingle bells. Woo! What are the bells for? What are the bells for? Whatever it's thinking, whatever comes up into your mind or your heart or your soul that you want to share, maybe it's something you hear, maybe it's something you see on the show today, something you want to express, something.
I got it, Mandy. I got it. This is coming in the moment. I know I interrupt you. I interrupted you. Here's what we're going to do today. We're going to do something different today. We're going to go from passive to active. Who likes that idea? And by the way, we got Mama Mo is going to be joining us, and Marlon's in the green room. If you are in the chat, I want to invite you to set a goal right now.
And type it in the chat.
One goal, and you're free to type it in, but if it's personal, just write it down or type it in your your device, and just do hashtag goal 2023.
Perfect. Perfect.
Hashtag goal 2023. If you've already done it, then all I want you to do is recall that one burning goal, desire, outcome that you have. And I want you to type it in there.
And every time you type something in the chat room,
we'll ring the bells.
Ring the bells.
That's it. Thank you, Mandy. Appreciate that. All right. We had a guest co-host last week.
Yes, we did.
And I'm going to ask Mandy to introduce our beautiful soul.
Why don't you introduce her this time? I introduced her.
Okay. Yeah, I would love to. I love Mama Mo.
So do we all. So do we all.
And this is the beauty of being present, living in the moment, trusting the connection points that I'm going to talk about last night. And Mama Mo was introduced to me by Karen Drosnes. And we got to know each other. Mama Mo was in our first book. Mm-hmm. She has the celebrity dog. Everybody knows Brandy the Pitbull, Sayori in the Quentin Tarantino's movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But there's so much more to what she's doing with Selfishly Savage. Did I get that right? No, I didn't get it right. Oh my gosh.
Fearlessly
Selfishly. No. Okay, well, we're going to get that straightened out, and I will get that straightened out once and for all. Selflessly. See, there's something in my mind maybe that you should be selfish to take care of yourself. Anyway, we'll have fun with this. But yeah, Mandy, that's what I'm feeling. I think she's amazing. I love the fact that she's coming on the show. She's going to be at the book launch tomorrow, and just lots of great things opening up for Mama Mo. So help us give Mama Mo a warm welcome to Flashpoint. Hey, Mama Mo.
Oh, you guys are always say just the most beautiful things. Always got me like in tears as I'm coming on. Your words are just, it just means everything to me. And it's okay. I want to say selfish sometimes too, because I think that we all need those moments where we're selfish, but it is selflessly savage.
That's it.
I'm going to type that in, selflessly.
Yes.
Selflessly.
That's amazing with Heather.
Yes, with my business partner Heather Williams, give her a shout out as well. So we're both on this journey to bring transformation and healing to the world. So I'm excited, and a lot of it started this journey and being a part of Flashpoint, being part of the ACT program, allowing myself to be vulnerable and open in this community, and it's been an honor, and I'm just so excited about today and tomorrow. Selflessly savage, you're gonna put that up there. Oh, I just love you guys. I'm so honored to be here and excited. I'm excited for everything that you're doing, Austin. So
it's miraculous. And again, all this is nice, but I just want to go back to the listener. You know, I want this to move your heart, your mind. You know, there's something that moves the needle. There's those moments, right? We talk about in the book. And both of you have read the book, so you know what I'm talking about. These moments that make up our lives. And then there's these defining moments or flashpoint moments, right? Progress points, where you know something's happening. And sometimes you can't even explain it. And sometimes there's a mess. But you know, oh gosh, I added a powerful chapter to this book in the revisions. And I just got a message from the printer. They're done. But even that, there's a couple bonus things we added, which we're going to talk about today. Oh yeah, and let me just give a shout out to Gallivanting Like a Royal. Ringing her bells. 2023. She's going to start her own show. That's awesome. That's phenomenal. Yeah, and the people proximity principle that happened last night for me. And I'm going to open it up to you if you want to ask any questions too. We have Marlon and Dr. Andrea in the green room. I'm going to bring them on shortly. Is there anything you want to share before I'm just going to bring the two of them on so we can just have some open dialogue.
Absolutely.
Welcome them on. Yes.
Yes.
Party
time. Let's do it. Here we go. Let's bring on Dr. Andrea Adams-Miller. Before I do, she's the founder of the Red Carpet Connection. She's heavily involved in the Keep Smiling movement. She's a publicist. I want to call her the publicist to the stars. Can you say that? That sounds like it has a ring to it, but she does so many amazing things. It's been a great opportunity to be connected through Dr. Andrea, just all the connection points that continue to unfold. Not only that, she's going to be facilitating the book launch tomorrow night. And I am so happy and excited. I'll tell you why, because it's almost like I get to hand the keys. Do you ever have somebody drive your car, right? You got a really nice car and someone says, can I drive it? You're like, oh my gosh, what if you don't even want them to ask you, because you don't even want to give them the keys, right? Because if you give them the keys, you're just afraid of what could happen because you know their personality. You know what I'm talking about? So with Dr. Andrea, I feel like I'm giving the keys over to really facilitate the event. But you know what? I'm so honored to be able to do that. And I'm so honored to let her run it. And I just can sit back and just share with all of you and get the book out to you, sign the books as we get this book out to the world. So help me welcome Dr. Andrea Adams-Miller to our program. Oh, what a beautiful background. And oh my, you look radiant.
Well, thank you. Well, who wouldn't be radiant after hearing such a wonderful statement? Thank you so much, Austin.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Love the hairstyle. You look gorgeous.
The Christmas tree, the jukebox. It's like I want to go to your house, like wherever I want to be there. Like Christmas tree, jukebox, and just hang out there and like drink eggnog or something. I don't know.
Well, we do have a New Year's Eve party every year. You're more than welcome to come. And Austin, we even have a room for you to stay in. So there you go.
Wow. Wow. That sounds like an invitation. That's amazing. So Dr. Andrea, before we bring Marlon on, I saw you put this in. Can I just pull up your chat, what you put in the chat here?
Yeah.
So let's read this. And meanwhile, it's kind of taken over your face, or I apologize. Let's see if we can fix that. It was a long one, but we'll get it fixed here. Let's read it. My goal for next year, attract more friends, clients, vendors, customers, and fans that are full of love, invoke joy, forgiving, flexible, adaptable, fun, and make a stand for following others to be themselves while building mutually abundant relationships in business and in life. And as we process that, I want to go right over here to what DJ put, gallivanting like a royal. That's the people proximity, right? And that's what we talk about in the community. And it sounds like that's really important for you going into next year.
Yeah. Yeah. Just before I came on today, my husband and I had a little chat about, how we want things to be and how we want, how I've been more present here at home. And I said, hey, Tom, would it be okay with you if instead of trying to make some things happen to make people happy, and instead of trying to make them happy, we just make ourselves happy. And so we attract the people who love us and want to be with us and really make wonderful things happen instead of making other things happen. And he said, totally on board with that. So it was just a huge, awesome and release.
It sounds a little selfish, to be honest.
Yeah.
That sounds a little selfishly savage. No,
Yeah.
selflessly. No, but that, I think, to your point, taking care of yourself, right? It's kind of, it's a paradox in that it is, if you're taking care of yourself so you can better take care of others, it's still selfless. It's a selfless act.
It is.
That is, yeah.
I'll give you a little tiny context. So this, I'm sure this happens for everybody else, and we don't always see it. So I had created a partnership with someone who had a project and they weren't getting it done. So a third party who's involved with that brought me on to help take over and help it do it. And that other person had said, well, I don't even want it anymore. So then I said, okay, fine. I'll just take it over and make it happen. And then they saw, things changing. And so they said, no, I want back in. So I said, okay, fine. It was yours to begin with. Come on back in. And then they turned around today and went to the third party who's in charge of the project and said, no, I really just want to do this by myself now. But I want to do it with a different partner after I'd already done the work for it. And that's what led me. I'm like, here I am again in my life. Getting excited about something, doing all the stuff to make it happen, for this project, and then they didn't. Now, because it was nothing, and we made it happen, and then now that it's happening, now they want it all to themselves again, and then so it was like, oh my gosh, how many times do any of us do that in our life where we're giving and we put full out for things and we haven't put the boundaries about like how is that going to be handled or what happens if you do that work. And so this allows you to be selfishly savage. Mama Mo, I'm sure, has this all the time in her life too. She's a wonderful giver. Mandy, Analda, everybody in your community, we're all such givers. And what if we turn back a little bit and we can still give, but that my husband, he always said, Andrea, you need to stop calling yourself a philanthropist. And I said, why? And he said, a philanthropist is a person who has a lot of money, stuff, assets, and then they give the money away. He said, you give it away before you even earn it. He said, that's not a philanthropist. He said, you give of yourself selflessly. That's awesome. He said, but what if you had more boundaries, let yourself have the assets until you have an abundance and then gave it away. And then it's sustainable. And that's what we all need to do.
Yep. This is a great conversation. I want to get to your shares in the chat. So type something in if it's, or just want to say where you're from. Like, that's cool. I'm going to bring Marlon on here in a moment. And I want to let you know that tomorrow night, I'm actually going to do this now before I bring Marlon on. Tomorrow night, this book is going to be launched, Flashpoint, Manifesting the Moment. And by the way, it says your big breakthrough. It doesn't say my big breakthrough. It says your big breakthrough. It's about manifesting your big breakthrough. It's an incredible read. We'll get some testimony. Some of these folks have read the book. I know Mandy has read it. Mama Mo has read it. Dr. Andrea has read, I don't know if portions of it. So let me share this video, and then we're going to come back. I got this little video prepared that will give everybody, if you're just joining, we had something really cool happen last night, and it's just been amazing. So let me just get you all in the green room, and then we'll share this video and come back. So stay with us.
Book, brother, and you know what? You got my favorite book of all time right here. I'm gonna tell people to read this one.
Wow. I mean, wow, what an honor it was to meet Damon John, aka the People's Shark from ABC Shark Tank, holding my book in his hand, endorsing it next to his favorite book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Listen, this all sounds great, but I want it to spark your breakthrough story. I want you to get a hold of this book. Tomorrow, December 16th at 6:30 p.m., we are going to be live with the official book launch and documentary premiere of Flashpoint, Manifesting the Moment of Your Big Breakthrough. You can get there in person. I just opened up general tickets, complimentary. All you got to do is show up. Mount Laurel, right off the Turnpike, right off of 295, 6:30 p.m., Doubletree Suites, Hilton. Or you can get it virtually, or you can stream a portion of the event starting at 8:30. Listen, take advantage of this. Get over that monkey mind that tells you no. Sometimes just a courageous act to say yes and show up is a spark to create dramatic change. I couldn't have scripted that I was going to meet Damon John. All I did, I wrote about Napoleon Hill. I put in the book that it was one of Damon John's favorite books. Next thing you know, I meet Damon John. He's endorsing the book. He's signing the books, and he's got a copy of my book. Take advantage of this. Join us tomorrow night for an epic historic event. I'll look for you then. Welcome back. Welcome back. We want to get into this story for sure about what happened last night, and we're going to bring Marlon on here in a moment. I just want to encourage you. I just want to reiterate again, like this work that I created was a work that was curated over many years, many experiences. And while I wrote the book, I could probably write volumes of books, but there's definitely a distillation with this book that will have a positive impact on you. And I got the link running on the bottom. I'm going to bring Marlon on. Marlon, are you ready to join us? And we're going to have Marlon join. And then I just want to hear from you who've already read the book, which is going to be released tomorrow night. And then we'll get into more stories. We'll get more shares going here. But if you're just coming across this for the very first time, you have no idea what this is. This is an opportunity for you to reinvent, to spark a breakthrough, to reconnect to something maybe you forgot about years ago. Maybe there was a dream years ago that you forgot. And I'll just go on the record as saying, what I'm doing now was birthed in me 30 years ago. So I always say I took the long road. I didn't take the easy road, but I'm still going to end up on time, and so are you. But not if you stay where you are. Not if you say no. Not if you talk yourself out of it. The only way it changes, and you think you got to do 1,000, it's maybe just showing up, streaming from your living room, your phone, watching. It's that simple. Well, how can it be that simple? Well, where else would you start? So let me bring Marlon on.
Show up to
Welcome, Marlon. You're on mute, but you look great and studious and professional with those glasses on.
How are you?
You're on mute. We got to unmute you.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Marlon, welcome, Marlon. It's just, I thought I'm glad you had time. I know you're really busy with year end and you're probably getting ready for next year.
Well, actually, I'm on another Zoom call, but you're my fourth one today.
Wow.
So,
I feel that deep in my soul. I've been on back-to-back phone calls and like virtual meetings, coffees, everything else since like 9 o'clock this morning. So I get it.
yeah, I was even Zooming during my dentist appointment.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? Well, it looks like all your teeth are still there, so that's a good sign.
Wow.
Well, Marlon, go ahead.
It's just crazy. I mean, and you know this, Austin, and everyone here too. But as your network grows, your influence and everything else, and you just make more contacts, and it just keeps growing and growing. And here I thought, you know, as I get older, I'd be less busier, and I'm busier than ever. So,
Well, maybe we want a less busy 2023 for you. Maybe that's one of your goals. but you know what? It's exciting. There is a lot of excitement, but there could be somebody who's going through some stuff, and we just want this to be a place to spark something new in you. You know, if it's not quite a breakthrough yet, then what can we spark through these conversations, through these shares? And we always invite you to type in the chat where you're from. We got Anilda here. She's saying, much love your way, Marlon. And we have video footage of Marlon and Anilda dancing at the event. I believe we can dig that up. I believe we can dig that up. So let's see. Let's grab some shares. I just want to hear from you. The book goes live tomorrow night. We have the documentary premiere. I just got the video on the Spotlight series. I haven't even watched it yet. We're going to be revealing all that tomorrow night. We're going to have Mandy joining us via Zoom. Dr. Andrea is going to be facilitating. Mama Mo is going to be here. Are you bringing people with you, Mama Mo?
I am. I hope my husband's coming with me, which is
awesome.
A huge thing for me. So I'm super excited about that. And then he was just on a phone call with a gentleman who he grew up with that just got back from a retreat from Costa Rica. And now he wants to come as well. So my husband spoke to him, told him about what I was doing. So I'm bringing 2 guests, actually.
We are going to have, there's going to be some laughter. There's going to be some tears. There's going to be a whole lot of fun tomorrow night, whether you can get on Zoom or in person. But let me just hear about the book, because the book is what's going to speak to the person who gets it,
yes.
who wants to get the book. So I just want, the reviews have exceeded my expectations, what I thought. So I'm just going to go around. Mama Mo, I'm going to start with you, and just to see, because I know you've read a good chunk of the book.
Yes.
Ivy,
yes.
Real quick. Ivy, aren't you going to be joining us? I hope you can. The invitation's there. I'll send you the link if you need to. Back to you, Mama.
Now, I just want to start as you never know what is going to spark that moment, your breakthrough moment, the transition from something that you have been waiting for. And that's exactly what this book did for me. I was on a cross-country trip and I had just started reading Austin's book, and I had been working on something and how I was going to transition my current into Selflessly Savage and what I'm building out. And there was this disconnect that was there. And so I read in your book, and if anybody knows me, I'm an herbalist, and I have been trying to figure out how I was going to intermingle that. So I also study alchemy, and you speak about this and transmutation and all of that through there. So it's something I'm passionate about, but never made the connection. And so you talk about that transmutation, you talk about that journey, and you talk about alchemy in there, and the book, you know, The Alchemist by Pablo. And so like all of a sudden, here I am, cross-country journey. I got my husband sleeping in the back of the car because we were sleeping in a truck on our way to LA for a red carpet event. And I had hours and hours, and it triggered this flashpoint moment where all of a sudden I knew exactly what I needed to do and what the direction of my purpose was. And it was like 3 hours of sitting in silence of one trigger after another trigger after another, just these moments of these epiphanies that would just led me down the path to like creating not only my next book, which you inspired, but also the healing journey that I'm going to take these women through. And so like, it was just, you just never know how something like your book, you know, your flashpoint moment and everything that I have experienced in this network, the raw authenticity, showing up authentically how I am, being accepted, my own healing journey. And that has led a path to reading your book, which also gives you the journey and how to find your flashpoint moment in your healing journey. And now how I'm going to take what I learned in this community and what I learned from this book and what I learned from you into now helping others in their healing journey as well. And so it's just been an inspiration. This group means everything to me. This network, each and every one of you being at Flashpoint 4.0 was just a huge moment for me. And I just can't wait to share this with the rest of the world. So I have to thank you for that, Austin, and how it has just brought me on this healing journey, not only for myself, but you created a safe space for people to come to find their breakthrough moment, to find their flashpoint moment, to be accepted, to be loved, to be just show up authentically as they are in the mess that they are, because a lot of us are a hot mess, to be honest with you. We're a hot mess and we don't know what to do with it. And this is a community, and this book takes you through that journey from being that mess to understanding how you can take that mess and turn it into your purpose. And so that is just, I just can't wait to see how this just transpires into something beautiful. So I just got to thank you for
Mandy,
that.
ring the bells, Mandy, ring the bells.
Well, that's kind of what you wanted, Austin.
What?
That's kind of what you wanted, you know, that pebble or that water drop into the water, and then it ripples out.
Yeah.
And, you know, here you're seeing that with all these different people you're touching, that, you know, they're changing their lives, but it's not just their lives, it's the lives that they're touching.
Yeah. And I think I want to say this real quick before I transition. You're not a hot mess. You are a hot mess edge.
Love it.
Edge.
Well, not only that, but your mess becomes your message.
Yes.
That's what I just said. Hot mess edge.
Oh,
Mess is in the word message. But
Be
Marlon,
tricky
I want to
there.
bring up a point, and here's what I know to be true, not just for me, it's for everybody, whether you're here, whether you're listening live, wherever you are rippling, whether you know it or not. You are dropping a pebble in the pond every moment you show up. And every moment you're present, and we're not always present. It's life. Our mind is, but when you are, one moment can change a life. And I've seen it happen. And the fact that this is out, this is like what I love now is that it's out, like the message, the show, it's out there and it's going to touch people. Whether there's enough out there right now where that ripple just goes. That's for every one of us. You know, it's not just me. So who else has read the book? Oh, I just want to grab some shares here. Let's get some shares. We have Denise. You're going to meet Denise. She's joining. Send her some prayers and love, by the way.
Big love, big hugs, Denise. Welcome to the
I
show.
believe she's going to join tomorrow night. We'll learn more about Denise. She's got an incredible spa, Internal Harmony, I believe. I don't have the card in front of me, but great place to get some healing and health. Let's see. So much me for retiring early. Work around the clock with gallivanting like a royal. You know, it's funny. We always say, I don't work hard. You know, everybody says work hard. I said, we don't work hard anymore. We work passionately. Stop with the working hard stuff.
Well, that's the difference too between having a job and having a purpose. You know what I mean? Like, and so many of us have jobs. We go to our 9 to 5, but there's nothing that sparks anything within us. And it doesn't seem like a job when you walking in your purpose. It's like it takes up all your time, all your energy, you know what I mean? But like gallivanting like a royal. I mean, I would love to travel like DJ and just be able to create this beautiful transformation that she does from traveling around the world. But she's passionate about it and she's trying to spread her message, and it's a beautiful thing. So I'm excited. It is.
And it's if you're just joining for the first time, you know, think about your journey. And I had called to action. Oh, by the way, I just want to give a shout out to Misty joining us. I need a healing journey. So Misty, welcome.
Missy.
You are in the right place.
Yes. Hello, Misty.
And well, Dr. Andrea, why don't you just jump on and say this?
Okay, I will. So I have a relationship business as well, and I always tell people stop working in your relationship and start playing in it. However, because of what Mama Mo was saying about purpose, so I came up with stop working in your job and your relationships and start playing with your purpose. Because then you can be living in joy and have fun and be excited about what you're doing. And you're right, we're not working at it. We're playing. We're having a good time. And who I want to every little kid wants to play longer, and so does every adult.
Yeah, and you know what? I want to throw this out there because I think this could help some people who are in a job and are like, oh, well, I want to do that. But what if you could start by playing and being entrepreneurial in your job? Like grow where you are planted until it can't contain you anymore.
Yes.
Right? The whole point is everybody's trying to get somewhere else. We talk about this on the Power of Pure Presence. When I get there, and when I get there, and and it's always a series of when I get there, when I get theirs. Meanwhile, right now it's like, hey, let's just grow right here.
Yes.
Because if you grow right here, where you are will either grow or it won't be able to contain you anymore. So you might as well play where you are, serve where you are, and then new opportunities and new resources and new people proximity will become available to you. And we're going to talk about that. I do want to make sure we get the trailer in for the Flashpoint documentary. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cue that up. If anybody wants to share here momentarily, if anything's coming up.
I was just going to say that's so true, even with financial. You know, a lot of people was like, well, if I could just get rid of my job, then I could go do this. And I'm always like, do your job and then start the side gig. You know, don't go where you're desperate. You know, take that extra money and start investing or learning, invest in yourself and grow. And then once it becomes up and growing and it's creating that passive income or whatever you're doing or a business, then you can jump out of your job.
Perfect.
Great. So whatever you're calling it, go ahead, Mandy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, just to add to that and my kind of take on the book and everything, I'm just going to read a part of the dedication you wrote to me on the front cover there. You validate that when you boldly move forward, the right people show up. Yes. You showed up during my Flashpoint journey and gave it more breath, life, and wings. You reflected back to me what my heart and soul reflected, and this is pure power. And that's what I say about this book and Flashpoint. It is pure raw power. This book explains the journey. It gives you the principles, it gives you the wisdom, it gives you the experience to have the awareness of a potential flashpoint. So it leads you to your flashpoint, to your breakthrough moment where your passion is ignited and you suddenly feel fulfilled to just go at it, alpha leather, with everything you've got. And that's how I found Flashpoint. I met him, Austin, in a canyon, random, didn't know each other, didn't know how the heck we were even connected on social media. There he was in a place that I've held sacred my whole life, the North Ridge. I think it was the North Ridge of the Grand Canyon, whatever ridge it was.
South Ridge.
South Ridge. So anyway, so there he was. I heard his voice. He got his back to me, but he was speaking, and there was just something in it. And something I've never done before with anybody on social media. I sent him a message, and it wasn't just a message. It was a poem. This poem just came out of me.
Yeah.
And I, with no expectations. And that night, there was a voicemail from this complete stranger, thousands of miles away from me, didn't know each other, and who does that? And I couldn't open it because I thought it was a bug or something at first. But then when I opened it, and his warmth, his tone, his sincerity, and in a man, for me, that is so important. The transparency, the willing to put themselves out. This is what Flashpoint, this is what this book does. Austin puts himself on the line, torn to shreds, rock bottom, couldn't get any lower, and he grows from there. And it's been with him for over 30 years. And sometimes that's what can happen with our Flashpoint moment. And just before I go, I will say at the age of 9, I was an entrepreneur myself. I used to make little pom-poms to hang on prams of women on the estate. And I used to go around selling them. They would buy them and I would see these pom-poms hanging on the prams. And I also wrote and scripted plays. And in the garage at home, I put on plays with little friends. And my mom used to bring lemonade and cookies in the break. And I sold tickets. So it's in us almost from the day we're born. And we just fight it and go with it. So I could say a lot more, but there you go.
That was beautiful. I'm going to ring the bells on that. That's good. These are official jingle bells of Flashpoint. There you go. Let's go to the, I want to go to the documentary trailer. I know many of you have seen it, but I want you to see it. I want it to touch you because this is not for me. This is for you. It's for you to take advantage of. It's for your story. My story is not your story. This isn't for you to duplicate my story. This is for you to ignite your own story. I know that makes sense. All right, let me go to the, oops, I'm going to go to the thing here. We'll be right back. I'm just going to pull this file up because I know you're here. All right, here we go.
My name is Marilyn Morales. I'm here because I want to help people to heal. I want to heal. I want to be different. I want to be more productive. And I think anybody that comes here is going to find that same thing, their breakthrough.
Wow, I can't. It's so, and full transparency, we're in the final tweaks of the documentary, and Eric, who's been working on it, we've been working in tandem. He sent me over a file. We have the Spotlight series. I haven't even looked at that yet. That's going to be amazing. It's just, tomorrow's going to be amazing. Whether you are, you're in the community, you've been in the community, it's going to be amazing. If you're just finding out about this for the first time, you can join us on Zoom. We're going to stream about 90 minutes of it. We're going to make it's just as impactful as possible through sharing the stories. You're going to learn more about these people on the screen. You're going to learn more about Marilyn Morales, Dr. Oliver T. Reed, Dana Lynn Banks, Julie Gandy, and many people in the spotlight that we did as well. Dr. Andrea Adams Miller, Mama Mo, Mandy was there, as you know, in her full man, that was a performance like I couldn't believe, but it was unique, and it made it very interesting. I just want to grab some shares. We got about 11 minutes left. We have Gallivanting Like a Royal, who sponsors the Power of Pure Presence show, DJ. And that's another story, which is absolutely amazing. Oh, by the way, if you want to ask me questions about the Damon John story, and I want to give a shout out to Anton Jones. We can talk about, I'm going to have him as a guest here. He's the one that met about a year ago, I think. And it's just, you never know. And that's the whole point. You never know. And just because of that relationship, Anton gave me a personal invite to join last night, 2 days before the book launch. I had no idea this was all going to happen. I just had to open up to the road and look, miracles, and I'm not special. I mean, your miracles are going to be yours. And we're all special and unique. I'm not saying, but what I'm saying is miracles are not exclusive to me, to Mama Mo, or they can happen for you as well.
Yes.
They can. And I know it to be true.
They're waiting to happen.
Yes.
But you have to line up with the energy by showing up and saying yes to life every single day. That's how it happens.
It is. I know.
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
And all you have to do, and I'm a perfect example of this, is just show up as you are. No expectations, no anything. Just take a chance, take a gamble on yourself, and just show up authentically as you are in that moment. Because when you just show up, that's when your breakthrough shows up, because you become inspired. Being a part of Flashpoint 4.0, that little clip brings back so much emotion in
Oh
me,
my God.
because it was such an incredible experience. It was something, I've been to a lot of retreats, I've been to a lot of events, I've been to a lot of things, but the energy in that room with so many authentic human beings that are transparent and just being who they are in that moment and showing up in everything that they are, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything that's going on in life, and in every journey that you have. To show up in a room, the energy is palpable. It creates an environment for your flashpoint moment, for your moment of your breakthrough. And then not only that, the support system afterwards to help you, guide you through the rest of the journey is something that is unexplainable. So I encourage you to be a part of this, whether it's virtually, showing up in person, whatever you can, because it really is something that is extremely, extremely special. And you have to experience it for yourself. I can talk all day long about what happened to me, but your journey is going to be unique to you, and you just never know. Just show up.
Yes, that is so true. Oh my gosh. Wow.
There's nobody else on this planet in Flash.
One more time, Andy.
I said, and there is nobody else on this planet that is doing what you and Flashpoint are doing to change lives. And like Mama Mo, I've been to all the big wigs, Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone. I've done all the courses and everything, and it's gone by the wayside. I met you, as I said earlier, and I said, I'm going nowhere. I am in this for the long haul, and I'm going to see it all the way through. I have breath in my body.
That's powerful. Like that. See, that's transcendent right there.
I know.
That's where it's, you know, we're all a vehicle and a messenger for our gifts. And that's really what I'm doing, you know, and it's not easy, right? I'm telling you, oh man, woo.
And it's not easy. And that's the beauty about all of this. It's not like we're coming on and, okay, here's A, B, C, D, do this, and you'll get your flashpoint. This is the rawness of it all. That's not easy. And you be able to embrace it all. The up, the down, the in between, the love, the tears, the pain, the I can't do this anymore. Just being vulnerable. I've just had a week of this, and it's still ongoing. I've sat here and cried most nights.
Wow.
And me saying, that's it, I'm done. But I'm not, because that's what I turn to.
And when I tell you this, I want to share this with you. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to share this with you.
Go on.
So I added, I'm actually, as soon as I get off this show right now, I need to go back to the book, and I need to get the enhancements over to Daphne Street, publisher. Here's what I want to share with you. I went to the event last night, and I said, I'm going to get, I'll have to tell the full story. I'll tell the full story tomorrow night, what happened. I told Mandy. But I was like loaded up to ask the question. I wanted to get Damon's flashpoint moment. But I didn't get that. But here's what I did get. From the age of 16, he read this book. He read this book at 16. From the ages of 16 to 30, his words, was a very dark time. Now, by my count, that's 14 years. But now look. Things sometimes take longer than society wants you to believe, because everybody wants to act like it's okay. And while that's appropriate in some situations, more often, it's about embracing your journey.
Yes.
So Damon John, billionaire, shark, you name it, humble as could be, servant's heart. For 14 years, he went through his Flashpoint journey. So this is why you need to honor where you are and what's happening in your life, and to realize that is not all there is.
Yes.
You know, and you know, you've heard this, it's for you, but you don't see that it's for you when it's happening.
No.
You're like, what the, you know, a big WTF comes out of the mouth, and you want to kick and scream and throw stuff. I mean, you want to scream out loud, you want to cry. But all of that is a part of the journey. You just don't know it. And this book,
Embrace the journey.
I trust this book is going to give that perspective. So when it happens, you have an awareness that you don't have. And through that awareness, you can elevate quicker and stay true.
I would like to say too, your healing journey, it's not all rainbows and butterflies.
No.
You know, it really is not. Sometimes it's hysterically crying and working through those things you need to work through. And they come up for a reason. Those emotions that are there, the crying, the tears, the fear, the anxiety, all of those things are there for a reason. They're triggers for you to recognize yourself on that healing journey. They're meant to be there. It's okay not to be okay sometimes. And I want to reiterate that, because our healing journeys are, like I said, are not rainbows and butterflies and sparkles and everything is great. It's okay not to be okay sometime. And that's part of your journey, is embracing those moments and saying that I'm not going to stay here forever. There is a purpose for this. And you talk about that in your book. Like there is a purpose for every moment in your life, whether you can understand it now or not. There is a reason for it. So to embrace your journey, the good, the bad, the ugly, the exciting, those moments in life, that's what it's all about, is your journey, because it's special to you.
Yes.
You are every single one of you, and never doubt that. Never.
So we have 2 minutes left in the show. This has been amazing. I just want to invite, I want to put the QR code up for those of you that are on Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku. I just want to give you an opportunity. If you're strange to this, you just came across it, you can even stream it just like you're doing right now. If you want to step in, we have a Zoom link. We have amazing people going to be joining tomorrow night. And I know beyond the shadow of a doubt, it'll be a highlight in your year for some of you. And not only that, it'll help you spark an incredible setup for 2023. No doubt in my mind. And I'll get more into the Damon John story about, you know, the vision I had with the 2 books, Think and Grow Rich, you know, and I added the content that I added to the book. Wow. I mean, the bonus chapter is called The Bonus Content, The Extra Mile. It's got the poems in there. I got a whole extra chapter in there. I write about the Damon John experience. You are going to get so much from it. There's no question in my mind. Way beyond even what I thought the book was going to be at this point. Like, way exceeded my expectations. Just transcendent for me. So I just want to encourage you. Let me put the QR code up. We're going to say goodbye. So I'm going to ask you all just wave and send some love out to the listeners. And I'm going to get the brand up here.
Thank you.
Lots of love, everyone. So tomorrow night, 6:30 to 9:30 in person, 7:30 Zoom, or 8:30 streaming like you're doing right now.
Have a great evening.
God bless everyone.
God bless.